Morning. This are the long balls here on Monday morning, August 25th. I'm Robert. He's Jason. These are our kind of like our headlines for the program. We got good, bad, and fun. Starting off with the good on long ball number one, a record crowd came to visit an NWSL game. Over 40,000 fans in Oracle Park. You see on your screen, they're filling up the San Francisco Giants baseball stadium, smashing the previously held 35,000 attendance just last year in Chicago. So Bay FC didn't get the win, but they entertained the crowd. A 2-3 loss against the Washington Spirit right there in beautiful surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful surroundings. You have to play in a building like this to be able to break a record, so I'm going to give them a pass. And as soccer fields in baseball stadiums go, this is far from the worst I've ever seen, right? There's obviously that dead space in the outfield, right center and right field are kind of dead space with no fans along the field. But this is pretty close. I mean, I don't know how, I don't know why it doesn't look like this in some other places. It's pretty bad in other places. I do know.
Well, baseball stadiums are so randomly sized and shaped that not all look the same.
They're not uniform. Absolutely. That is part of it. I am on the record as hating soccer and baseball stadiums. It is one of my least favorite things about American soccer. And yet, again, this one kind of gets a pass. Lots of reasons why baseball stadiums don't work. It's the configuration of the field, obviously. It's also the fact that the stands tend to be very flat, at least at the field level for baseball games. So you don't get that wall. You don't get the sound really hitting the field. It kind of feels like a dead space. But this game was fun. There were some wacky things happening in this game, and that first goal from Washington was, I think, wind aided or something. And before the game, I think on Saturday, I had seen a post on Blue Sky from a weather expert, a San Francisco weather expert, or a baseball fan, somebody who knew something about the winds there at Oracle Park, obviously coming off the bay. And this person was saying, like, the goalkeeper on the first base side will experience this, and the goalkeeper on the left field side will. And I was like, these are cursed words. These are cursed words no one should ever have to say. And it did affect the game. But again, 40,000 is kind of hard to complain about when we're talking about growing the sport. And I do think the other thing here that's very interesting, Rob, is what this means for Bay FC's ability to be a team that represents the entire Bay Area and not just the South Bay, which is where they normally play their games, right? Again, this is a one-off. They're not going to be playing in Oracle Park all the time. So what do we see? I do have, by the way, let me get rid of the banner so you can see this. I do have the record attendance numbers for, this says most attended NWSL games, and I grabbed this, I think, from Sports Business Journal. But that third one is not an NWSL game because the NWSL did not exist in 2001. But there you go. You get an idea. And again, it's baseball stadium, demolished football stadium that is also a soccer stadium, to be fair to the Seattle Reign. Snapdragon, which is home to lots of stuff, gets, 5 of them there? And that's the max they can do. They can't go more than 32-2 at Snapdragon. So I don't know. It has some things about it that make me not love it, Rob. But then again, we are not in a position where we can be like, oh, this is bad. It's good when 40,000 people support soccer. We'll see if Bay FC can turn this into something in San Francisco beyond where they normally play their games.
Yeah, I guess they've been averaging 13,000 for their games in their regular home venue. So a huge jump there. But like with many emerging leagues and American soccer in general, there's caveats to everything. It's like, yes, on the plus side, it's awesome that so many people, and there's that hunger to go see a Bay FC game. But, there's the caveat on the other side, but it's in baseball, and all those new eyeballs got to see the game that we love in maybe not the purest of circumstances.
Right. Look, and again, I'm not going to look too closely at this and again, try to undermine it. I'm just saying Americans love an event. We show up for events. Are we showing up because it's soccer? Or are we showing up because it's cool that there's this one-time thing happening in a place it doesn't usually happen? Right. And you'd have to poll individuals who attended the game. And obviously you have to follow people around to know if they're going to stick with soccer or stick with Bay FC if they weren't already fans. It's possible that there were 40,000 Bay FC fans who were willing to travel for this game to this park, whether they live in San Francisco or the South Bay or across the bridge or in Sacramento. Who knows, right? Maybe this was like, because of the size and because of the event, it attracted the regional fan base of Bay FC. But it's also possible that this doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of what Bay FC's popularity truly is in the area. And yet, again, it's a rising tide lifts all boats, chip away at the, at the problem kind of thing.
Yeah, there's going to be some kids and some first timers that are going to hold on to that. Remember that time we went to that jam-packed stadium and saw that women's soccer game. Going back to that list that you threw up onto the screen, impressed. I guess I feel humbled that San Diego Wave have consistently gotten, or on many, many occasions, according to that list, have gotten over the 30,000 attendance marker, which is very impressive. But I know that you were a bit of a collector of dead club things, and that kind of errant third on that list. It said the Bay Cyber Rays. Are you familiar with that team, or is that completely an erroneous entry?
No. You don't. What, you're doubting the existence of the Cyber Rays? Is that what you're telling me, Rob? The San Jose
wanted to
Cyber
confirm that. Are you aware of the old Cyber Rays?
I am. I'm asking if you were before we threw up that list. You had no idea they existed. No. You were not a cyber. You were not Cyber Ray aware. This is the logo.
Oh, wow, way to pull that
for
off.
the Cyber Rays. Yeah, this is of a specific era, Rob. I mean, you saw that it said 2001 on that list, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Cyber Rays were tapping into a cultural moment that simply does not exist anymore. And we don't look. We had the Tampa Bay, first Devil Rays, and then certain reactionary elements in American society were like, well, you can't have devil in the name. That's scandalous. And they dropped the devil. And I don't know if that was
what that was. I imagine that was what it was, but the fact that that's the reality is pretty wild. We're sensitive, huh?
Maybe that's a Mandela effect thing. I don't know for sure. I'd have to double check. I'm pretty sure that that's the case, though. That was the reason they dropped the devil. It was just, they just didn't want to swim
thousands
against
of people chanting
tide.
devils. Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe. Again, lots going on here. That not only is this a ray that is somehow cyber. Why it's maybe because it's getting Silicon Valley, San Jose. That's the vibe there. This ray also has some intoxicating eyes. I mean, those eyes are something
winking
else,
at you from across the fish tank there.
Yeah, wild stuff there from the old days of women's soccer. I believe that was a WUSA team. Am I wrong about that? To get my chronology of women's leagues right. We had WUSA, we had WPS, we're on NWSL. Am I missing any in there? I think that's the three, right?
Well, this is the third
one, I think. Probably regional for sure. Go ahead, Rob.